Right, so hello, welcome back to the channel, and why do referees keep getting big decisions wrong? Like, seriously, why? I just find it so astounding, the fact that referees are constantly in the news, and it's never for their great decisions when they wave play on to an advantage and someone went and scored. No, it's for the decisions that just ruin games. And specifically, I'll be going on about the farce that happened in the Tottenham Liverpool game, because it was just a bunch of different decisions that it was mind-boggling. But if you're new around here and want to help support the channel, if you could subscribe and share the video around, it really does actually help out the channel. We're trying to hit 250 subs as soon as possible, so every little helps with that. But let's get back into the video. There were kind of three main decisions that were in the Tottenham Liverpool game. The first being the Curtis Jones red card. Now, I can see both sides of it, because he does go over the ball, and in slow motion it looks really bad, the tackle on Bissouma, because of course his studs have just gone straight in over his ankle, and it could have been a leg breaker. But at the same time, the slow-mo and the fact that they really just play it bit by bit, it makes it look a lot worse than what it was, because he's won the majority of the ball, he's slipped, and he's gone over the ball. I think it probably is a red card, but at the same time, I can see why people were maybe annoyed about that. And to look at the other red card, Diogo Jota's, I mean, the first yellow card, it's one of those, because during the game, it does look like Jota trips up Udogie, and even the commentators, Gary Neville, they were saying like, oh well, yeah, he should have been booked earlier on, he finally gets a yellow, and they look at the replay, and Udogie just trips himself up, and even Gary Neville's like, oh, he just tripped himself up. But, hey ho, that happens, he gets a yellow card. The second one, it's just bonkers. I mean, he's already on a yellow, he just got booked a few minutes before then, and he's getting hounded by the two Tottenham players, Udogie and Bissouma, and then he gets tackled off the ball. Udogie looks to go away and travel up, and then Jota just stupidly takes his legs, and yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that that is the second yellow, and regardless if you think the first one was or not, and it shouldn't have been, he's on a yellow, and he's been really stupid, and he kind of cost his team in the long run. Because Liverpool defended great when they went down to 9 men. I mean, what did they play? A 5-3? It was really good defensive work from them, and Tottenham weren't creating a lot of chances, and Pedro Porro puts the ball into the corridor of uncertainty last minute of the game. And Joe Matip, look, defenders, they've all been there. They don't know where to go with it, and he lapses in concentration for a bit. Ball goes in the back of the net. Really unlucky from Liverpool, but that's what happens when you go down to 9 men, and they eventually just got broken. Let's talk about the moment that I'm sure you're all here for, the Luis Diaz goal that never was. I mean, oh, strap yourself in, because Mo Salah plays through Luis Diaz runs in behind the defence, and he slots it into the bottom left corner from the right hand side. Great goal, flagged for offside, but a VAR check is happening, and when looking at the replay on the television, they didn't show any lines, and it was just baffling. But apparently, according to the VAR assistants, that they did have the lines, it just wasn't shown on TV. But why wasn't it shown on TV? And then what actually happened in the VAR booth? Well, VAR thought that on the field the goal was given, so they decided that, yeah, the goal should be given, so the check is over, and they agree with the on-field decision. But the on-field decision was, it's offside, so it was human error that cost them, and it wasn't VAR. It also only took them 40 seconds from when the ball had left Diaz's foot to go into the back of the net until the game got restarted. It was a very quick turnaround, especially with standards of how long sometimes people wait. But at the same time, the PGMOL have apologised to Liverpool, saying, oh, it was human error. But these sort of things, they're not good enough. And Alan Shearer made a great point on Match of the Day. He was saying that Daniel Cook, who was the assistant to the VAR, that he should have taken a lot more initiative, because it was a quick turnaround. Shearer said it was about 30-35 seconds, turns out it was 40. But he was saying that, why isn't Daniel Cook just saying, hold on, before you restart, let's get everything in order so that we don't make a mess of it. And he makes a perfectly great point because they just quickly went with the on-field decision without realising what the on-field decision was. Relax, take your time. It's a big decision to go in the game. Make sure you get the right one, as opposed to what you've just done right now. I've also seen a bunch of people just say, well, the game was corrupt, the officials got paid, blah, 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 blah. One, they get paid by the FA, they don't get paid by the actual teams. But two, no, it was just a poor day at the office. And there's so many decisions that go for and against your favourite team. That's life. It happens. I mean, just look at this fixture in the past. Liverpool have had far more decisions go for them than Tottenham have, and this one game a lot of decisions went for Tottenham. The likes of Jota, he should have been sent off in last year's 4-3 game to Liverpool when he had a high boot on Oliver Skip, and he went on to go and score the winner after Richarlison's 90-whatever minute goal. Then you also look in the Champions League final, Sissoko had his arm out, hit him basically in the armpit, handball, penalty, ruins the Champions League final within a minute. And then Robertson last year as well had a high tackle on the Tottenham player, and that was worse than Curtis Jones, and he didn't see red for it. So there's a lot of decisions that go for and against. A lot of Liverpool fans are saying, well, we feel hard done by, refs are always against us. No, they're not. Relax, Liverpool fans. You get decisions for you, you get decisions against you. All teams do. That brings me to my next point of what I've seen a lot of online. A lot of people I've seen are saying that VAR has kind of ruined football these past few years, and there's a lot more that it's not helped with than it has helped. And I'm inclined to disagree because it's not VAR that's ruining the current state of football, whether that's the English game, the Scottish game, which I will be doing a video on next, but it's the fact that it's the clowns that are running the show, and that there's so many inconsistencies that just get overlooked. Because the main ones are the likes of the handball rule and red cards, because you will see there was a tackle last week in Ketia on Vicario, the Tottenham goalkeeper, and that was a pretty bad tackle, and it could have been a red card, but it's deemed not to be a red card. But then you see the Curtis Jones one, which was admittedly a bit worse than that, and that's given a red card. So there's an inconsistency for red cards, but also handball. Amrabat handled the ball against Crystal Palace in his own box, but it was from so close, so you're not going to give it. But yet, other times it is given, and there's no consistency where people will then bring up that Romero handled the ball, or Man United handled the ball in the Man United Tottenham game earlier. There's so many inconsistencies with VAR, especially with the handball and the red cards, that it's just infuriating. And I get that you're getting more access to referees now more than ever, with the likes of Mike Dean and Howard Webb going on Sky Sports, TNT Sports and so forth, talking about what they're planning on doing, how they're planning on capitalising on the mistakes that they've made. And overall, it's not enough. Because whether football fans like rugby or not, their referees have a much better model than the football ones, because they are mic'd up. You can hear what they are saying, both in the stadium and at home on television. And that is what football needs. You need to hear these discussions, because you need to hear why someone's getting sent off, why a handball's being given against someone, even if it's judged to be too close or not. Is the arm outstretched? You need to hear these things. You need to hear what some players are saying to the referees. And I get that maybe language is a bit of an issue, but at the same time, it's football. You're going to hear some things, and you can only apologise for the language. And if you tell players you can't say these words or you'll get booked, well, they won't say these words anymore, and then you can implement it more. That, admittedly, would be quite tough to do, that one, but you get the point I'm making. Get the refs mic'd up. Whether you can hear the other players or not, I don't care about that. I want to hear why a ref has made the decision, and as well as that, please interview them after the game. Like, why are referees not getting interviewed like the managers are, the players are, the key players and the managers going on big decisions? Why are we not hearing from these referees on big decisions? It just melts my brain. Like, come on! my sort of final point on it is the fact that I think referees are so protected, and you're going to say, well, what about the abuse that they get every single week? Linesmen getting yelled at, refs getting yelled at, and yes, some decisions. Don't go abusing referees, I mean, especially when they do not deserve it, but at the same time, fine them, suspend them, actually do what you do to players and managers because they make mistakes. And then again, when a manager or a player comes up and they've made the mistake, the referee, they'll just book the player or manager. They'll even send them off in some instances, and they were wrong in the first place. So why is it that they've got so much power in that? Why can't a manager come up and talk about why he is unhappy with the referee's decision after the game? Why is he getting yellow carded, red carded? Why is it when they go to the fourth official, they're getting booked? They can't do it. They can't show any form of passion. They can't challenge anything without getting suspended and fined, which is what the referees should also be getting for their actions. But yeah, that was my thoughts on what happened at the weekend. I mean, the goal, of course, it should have stood. It was human error, but apologies not good enough, and Liverpool have dropped points to it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know what you thought about the referee performance. How can we improve it if it's not mics, fines and suspensions? I'd love to hear about that in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe as well. The support on the channel has been brilliant, and so have you guys as well. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, cheers.